since we did level 1, I don't want to go further because I don't exactly want to spoil people. But there are, I suppose, the more challenging spots that aren't actually story-based. They're unlocked after... Well, they're essentially unlocked after completing the game. Halls of the Red Knight. That looks like it could be interesting. And these things, there's nothing in campaign, and there's actually nothing in endless. Okay, so these things are only scenario-based. What scenarios essentially do is you can have a modifier for gold, magic, XP, but they all come at costs. So enemies drop 15% less essence, gold, increased gold. Trap upgrades are 20% more expensive, gold gained is increased. So it's always a trade-off, and some of these are not worth the trade-offs, not until you actually have the supporting equipment to go to it, which I still don't think I have. Not for this level of abuse, anyways. This one I have been tempted on. Enemies are 10% faster, item drops are better. So if you add 3 of that, they're 30% faster. They're already way too fast. Your hero gains 15% less mana, rage, and focus. Item drops are better. That's actually not a bad idea. Less mana, rage, focus. I don't use that much, so it's not that bad. Traps deal 10% less damage. That I'm not even thinking of. And I definitely don't want enemies to respawn, especially not if they're... I didn't even actually get to see any of the hero types last time, much less the boss levels, so if those were to resurrect, that's pretty much instant losing. Potions are 25% less. I can deal with that. We'll go with 15. And enemies have 15% more hit points. I don't think so. You know what? I'm going to try that. Figure, why not? And I love the wallpapers and the backgrounds. Wind of Death. What is... Tower? What is it? Wow. I haven't even seen that thing yet. Certain maps do have their own specifics, which is kind of cool. Let's see where the lines go since I... Yes, you can technically teleport around like it was introduced into the first, which didn't quite get to do in the last map. And it does bring up the map selection itself. So that line I'm assuming is flyers. So 1, 2, and that's going to be an eventual 3. 600 to start. Well, I want to put at least something around here. So fire, ice... No, they're up top. So it's generating from there right now. Thropic Pillar shoots a beam of energy at a single target, continuously damaging it. Right, it only heals, it doesn't slow. Ooh, that's gonna be good. So, flyers, ground mass. You know, that's not a bad idea. Magic, hook grinder. Ooh. I like that. I'm gonna build my cannon. Ooh. 3 things to stop them in their tracks. But, wait, if I look at that right, they're flying that way. Eh. Well, if that's the case, then that one at least, you can see the blue haze, or... No, the blue radius. I was going to say haze, but not quite. And they are converging down here. The reason I use the sentries more often than not is I have them upgraded a decent amount. I don't think I'm actually going up against ground targets. Not right away, anyways. So. And I'm out of essence, so... start that. We'll see what comes by, and there are certain times that... Wait, what? Okay, so the ground are coming that way. I've had certain maps that I have honestly restarted after the first 5 seconds just because I realized my tower placement was horrid. And that's putting it mildly. There are some maps which... Cobalt. Okay, they split off. There are some maps in which the sign that you've done it right is you didn't actually have to lift a finger the entire time. It happens. It's very rare, mind you, and I'm a little worried already. Like I said, very worried. I thought that thing was supposed to spit poison out. That didn't do anything.
I'm out of essence.
Well, at least there's going to be that. This is already going to hell in a handbasket. Note to self. No. Note to self, round 2. Defense placement is not, you know what? I'm going to restart this. So instead of noting to self, I'm just going to do it. Okay, so it's coming in. Oh. Let's hope that this goes a little better than last time. I might also have to bring the Chalgyr
My weapons
down
are ready.
because I'm not sure if that affects the enemies or not. Because it's entirely possible that it can. I have a feeling that that thing only exists on a per usage base. Why don't we see? Yeah, on a per usage basis, which means I wasted 78 off the bat. That was not intended as a bad pun as I took out the bat. But, keep it in the flame. I'm jinxing it, but this has already gone better than the last. Ouch, I forgot that these things have severe knockback. I'm rethinking that this defense layouts, since those don't actually damage. I'm gonna have to put something into there. That's what I'll do. I'll keep at least them occupied. So 138 and that'll be damage anything by. Let's see. So, in terms of summoning, there's monsters, there's the ability to resurrect a corpse to come back as a ghoul, or ghoul kit. And it really doesn't matter what kind of, or what being died is going to come back as a ghoul. You can summon archers, which I have up So I'm going to put those in the middle. And then I'll surround those by archers later. And then I will go from there. Alright, for some reason I thought I was doing endless. I really should keep at least a good 78 to make this thing go off. Very useful. Okay. There we go. Almost worked for a second. That is the one thing. Never assume that things are going to go according to plan. They never do. There's always something that you might have forgotten to calculate. And if it does actually go that you really do have nothing to worry about, then it's perfect. You know what? Shits and giggles. That's just way too much fun. Should be used on upgrades, but speaking of, right upgrade, they're passives, not their active, or their buys.
Well, I hope these traps work. The monsters are coming.
Those, and I'm now for good measure put the flame down. Now have to worry about them coming out of this one. I already do have defenses, which is great. You know what? I'm just gonna slow them down, and that should hopefully do a little. Should do something. At least until they get around to the corner to the massive flamethrower.
Essence.
It's cool. Weird. And I like the numbers on the screen. I've always enjoyed seeing numbers on the screen. It makes me feel like I'm actually doing something. Or getting something done. Ooh, this looks like it could be disastrous very fast. Come on, 78, come on, 78, 78. I no longer have that disastrous feeling, except for that guy. That big icon right there means a champion, which means they are really not to be messed with.
The chaos portals are bursting with creatures.
Where's that guy going? Going the other way. Actually, that's probably a good thing that he's going the other way, but I don't think the one up top on. And now's the time to work. Come on, more powerful attack. Booyah. Look at that, didn't go so badly. Hey, 4. Right. When I get upgrade happy, well then again I'm also not used to having a tool like this dragon cause that much damage for technically that little bit of resource. A lot of the time was just based off of like the best defenses I have yet to see are no, they are at the last level and they are massive giant cannons. And oof. Short of those, I haven't seen much better, really. I don't think I'm gonna hurt these. You know what? Let's do it. I think that might have been a good call.
Look at these traps. I'm quite good at this. I need some more essence.
You're only allowed doing it? Oh boy, I should have known better. Come on, defenses. You can... Oh yeah, you can't do it. Now I just need to wait for the boss to spawn. Where he's going to spawn first. Right, technically you guys are going to hear more sound than I do. Damn, two bosses. While recording, I have my sound fairly down, while as the recorder records the proper level of. Oh boy, this is not good. The other one. I still can't hear you. Can do it. Oh man, there's still another one? Come on. These aren't even the boss. Oh crap, those are not even the boss.
has arrived.
Oh, no. Oh, crap. To lose by that little of a margin? Not cool. I should have kept... Whoa, where do you think you're going? No. Come on, yes, pay attention. No, pay attention. Me. Oh, well, that was a miserable end to a fairly decent run. I'm rather disappointed in that one. But like I said, don't assume that anything is a giant pecan. And then if you actually check their belt.
This one's trying to break through.
Well, then again, the other one does have bonus. It's not ready yet. Ooh, patterns are really good. So, what I was going to
What a
mention is
glorious
you can
day.
go craft. So, you have your weapons, you have your armor. Ooh, perfect. And then you have your accessories. So, I've been selling, haven't I? I've been meaning to... Oh, well, I can do it now. I don't need these anymore. So, you can break these down for materials. So, every craft needs... It has its own costs. The costs are not technically that high, but over time, they can seem like